Up in the Northeast, has there been kind of this the Bills need to get this monkey off their back type storyline going on, or is it just kind of people know how important it is, but just business as usual?
With the fans and with the media, I think we're all pretty much aware that this is a nemesis. I mean, for the Bills, they have to get over this hurdle. And I mean, they lost twice to the Chiefs last year. They only lost 4 games last year. Two of them were to the Chiefs, and the first one affected the second one because had they won the first one, they're probably playing that second one in Buffalo. That might be a different story. So I don't know. There are no fans in the stands either, but still, you have to go. Yeah, they had to go to Kansas City. That was a tough road trip, no matter what. And I don't know. I do know that home field matters, at least for the Bills, and even for the Chiefs. I don't know that Andy Reid's ever won a road playoff game. I mean, other than the Super Bowl, that's a neutral site. And I know that Sean McDermott's never won a road playoff game. So there you go. I mean, this is going to be big. And of course, there's other teams that are in the mix here too. I mean, obviously the Chiefs already have 2 losses. And so we're looking at teams that there's a lot of really good AFC teams, but I think that home field advantage could matter this year. And so, but as far as the revenge, that's being downplayed inside the team's premises. I mean, the Andy Reid influence. I mean, Sean McDermott comes from the Andy Reid camp, and that's where he learned from, and he's just trying to focus on the present. Don't worry about what happened last year in either of the games. Don't worry about what happened last week against the Houston Texans. Just worry about who you're going to face. The 46 guys are going to be on the field across from you in this game, and don't worry about anything else. And so that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah, 100%. And heading into the season, I think everyone really had a short list of AFC like cream of the crop teams. And I lumped Cleveland in there. Cleveland, obviously, Mayfield has not looked as good as I thought he would. The offense has been inconsistent. He's been injured. Buffalo, clearly to this point, whether they are the best team in the AFC or not, they have been the best team in the AFC. And if the Chiefs find themselves, 2 games down with the tiebreaker going to the Bills for that home field advantage, you can't kiss it goodbye, but you might as well. Like the Chiefs could literally win out and still not get home field advantage. So this one is huge for both of those teams. I expect the players to really show up, and Josh Allen, man, he's fantastic. I love watching him play. He's a very fun player. Obviously an MVP caliber season last year. He's regressed a little bit this season. He's made a lot of turnover worthy throws. He hasn't been quite as sharp. Nick, what have you seen is that year 4 now already for Josh Allen?
Yeah, it is hard to believe.
Yeah.
And the first 2 years, didn't look like he was going to get to that year 3 and do what he did. I think he took everybody by surprise outside of Buffalo and maybe even a few people inside the building. But yeah, he hasn't been quite as sharp, especially the first game, and again even against the Dolphins. But he's been getting better week by week. He'll still make some throws. Now, last week he got intercepted. I think it was his first pass, so the first play of the game. That was a weather-related thing. Ball slipped out of his hands. It came out high. So I'm really not so sure about that one. And sure, he's going to throw some picks, but the big thing with him is his ability to scramble, and he gets out of things and then he makes a play. He'll either run it or he'll throw it. And when he runs it, it's like, okay, what safeties want to come up there and try to hit him? 6'5", 240, and he's not afraid to take the hit. He's not going to. A lot of times, he's not going to be taking the dive or sliding, and he's going to lower the shoulder and see where he gets with that. I think they cringe when that happens. I mean, he's already had one concussion where he's missed some games. That was last year or 2 years ago, excuse me. But he's getting better. He's not. I don't know. He's going to make some errors. He's going to make some mistakes. I mean, Brett Favre threw a lot of interceptions too. I don't think this guy's going to throw as many interceptions as Brett Favre does, but he's going to sling it around there, and he's got receivers that he trusts. And he'll throw to spots before they're there, and maybe they might take the wrong turn because they might not be on the same page. But he's that kind of player where he'll do that, and they'll just keep coming back. They figure, well, if we don't get him this time, we'll get him the next time. They didn't even play that well offensively last week against the Texans. They left a lot of stuff out there on the field. They ended up settling for field goals and whatnot down the red zone, and especially against the Dolphins, they didn't play very well both of those games were shutouts where you think, wow, they just rolled up and down the field. Well, they didn't. It was the defense. But this is going to be a different game, obviously. They're playing a team that has a legitimate offense and a legitimate quarterback. They haven't done that yet. Even Roethlisberger in week one, he's not the same as we've seen. And so they really haven't faced any dynamic quarterback or any dynamic offense yet. And so this is why I think the Bills have to be, like you're saying, I think he's going to have to be the sharpest that he's been, or they don't have a chance to win this game.